Today's Senate Standing Committee on Corporations, Authorities, and Commissions. My name is Senator Mike Ranzenhofer. I'm the chairman of the committee. We have our ranker with us today, Senator Perkins, and also joining us is Senator Amador. We have 7 bills on the committee agenda for today, so why don't we jump right into this.
S-726A, sponsored by Senator Novella, an act to amend Chapter 154 of the laws of 1921 relating to the Port of New York Authority in relation to imposition of tolls for certain bridges and tunnels.
Questions, comments?
So, I have a question. So, there are no toll increases being posted? Or what's the problem here that we're solving?
It addresses toll increases that are not related to increases in costs, I believe.
So, only toll increases if there are new costs that have to be implemented, or what is it?
It's if a toll is utilized solely for the improvement, reconstruction, or maintenance of the authority's transportation-related facilities, then that would be.
And the example that they don't like is, give me an example of what they don't want the money to be used for. The tolls to be used for.
Well, the memo refers to increases that were done in 2011, where the toll was increased $1.50 in September of 2011, and then 75 cents per year every year thereafter from 2012 through 2015 for Easy Pass.
And there's a problem with those increases for some reason. What is the problem that this is solving?
I believe.
How was that money misused, so to speak?
I don't think anybody is saying it's misused. I think what they want to do is they're saying that the increase in the toll has to be for some sort of service. That's the way I read it.
As opposed to
general administrative.
As compared to real estate development or non-transportation activities.
And why? I think there was something done that was a problem there. What was it?
Well, I think the senators, the sponsors, concerned about having the people who are paying the tolls benefit from increases in the tolls.
But I'm saying, is there a shortcoming as a result of some diversionary activity that was done that might have been useful, but not necessarily directly useful for transportation? You understand?
I don't really understand what you're asking. What are you just?
I'm just trying to understand. Apparently, some of these tolls are being used for development purposes, that may not, or some other purposes. And that shortcoming is having an impact.
Sounds to me, again, I'm not the sponsor. Senator Bell is the sponsor. It seems to me that he wants to make sure that any increases are for transportation and not for other purposes.
But if they've been used for other purposes, what was the problem in terms of that so-called misuse?
I don't know if he's saying that there is or there isn't. I think he prospectively, going forward, wants to make sure.
But what problem are we solving? I'm saying sometimes money for specific purposes diverted to something that doesn't make any sense. It's not useful.
Again,
in terms of the public interest.
I'm not the sponsor, but I think what the sponsor wants to do is to make sure that transportation-related fees go for transportation. That's his view. You know, I may have a different view. You may have a different view. That's his view. Okay. I support that view.
I thought maybe there was something specific that they had.
You can certainly ask him if he has a specific issue in mind that he's trying to correct, but from his bill, it looks like prospectively he wants to make sure that transportation fees go for transportation. You have a motion?
Make motion.
All in favor? Any negative votes or without record? Okay, Senator Perkins is without record. Next bill.
S-4377A, sponsored by Senator Martins, an act to amend the Public Authorities Law in relation to rates and charges associated with the use or rental of fire hydrants owned or operated by the Water Authority of Western Nassau County and the Water Authority of Western Nassau County District.
Comments, questions? Motion?
Make the motion.
All in favor? Aye. Okay.
S 4460, sponsored by Senator Griffo, an act to amend the Business Corporation Law and the General Business Law in relation to prohibiting the transmission of certain text messages to cellular telephones or pagers.
Questions, comments? Motion?
Motion.
All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed or without rec? Okay. That's approved and that's advanced.
S 4630B, sponsored by Senator Lanza, an act to amend the Waterfront Commission Act in relation to empowering the Waterfront Commission to accept applications in the Longshoremen's Register.
Yeah, and this is a vote to refer it to the Veterans Committee. It's not a vote for approval of the measure itself. So questions, comments? All in favor? All motion?
Motion.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed without rec? Okay, the matter is advanced.
S 7878, sponsored by Senator Ranzenhofer, an act to amend the Public Authorities Law in relation to authorizing the authority's budget office to suspend local authority board members and executive staff.
Questions, comments?
Can I get a little bit of explanation of what this is?
Sure, there are some public authorities are obligated to file reports each year, and if they aren't timely filed, they're notified that they're late, and then they're put on a list of authorities that haven't filed on time. And there are some authorities that have, but really the only enforcement tool there is to enforce filing of the financial reports is that they'll be put on the list.
So we put on the list.
Prepared by the ABO. The ABO publishes a list saying these authorities haven't filed their reports.
So
and
they'll be outed, so
That's
a public list.
Yes, and there are some authorities that have not filed for several years, and there really is no mechanism to try to get them to file their reports. I think many of them are in the process of dissolving, but nevertheless, there's no process, there's no further enforcement mechanism. And since these reports are really part of the transparency for the public to see what the authority is doing, this gives some enforcement powers to the ABO to try to get these reports filed.
Any further questions or comments? Okay, you have a motion?
Motion.
Without rec.
All in favor? Aye. Senator Perkins without rec. So this matter is advanced.
S 7880, sponsored by Senator Valesky, an act to amend the not-for-profit corporation law in relation to exempting the real property of a land bank from certain tax levies and special assessments.
Questions, comments? All in favor? Motion?
Motion.
All in favor? Aye. Anybody without rec or negative votes? Senator Perkins?
Aye.
Gotcha. Okay. And the last item on the agenda for
S
today.
7913, sponsored by Senator Ranzenhofer, an act to amend the not-for-profit corporation law and the estates powers and trust law in relation to reformation of charitable corporations and trust governance, and to repeal certain provisions of the not-for-profit corporation law and estates powers and trust law relating thereto.
Questions, comments? We have a motion?
Motion.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed or without rec? We're all set. Okay, this matter is advanced to the calendar. Thank you, Senators, for coming today, and thank you for
Chairman.
interested guests and members of the public.